Computes Group is a company specializing in the development and marketing of CAD, CAM, ERP software solutions for sheet metal working. This proposal is complemented by technical service of professional assistants and qualified training to support the customer in all production phases. Our suite consists of vertical solutions for sheet metal working, a software for every production step. Computes Group revolutionizes the sheet metal designing. In over 20 years of experience in the sheet metal design and machining software industry, we at Computes Group have listened to and met the needs of hundreds of engineering offices. From 2019, we are an authorized reseller of ZW, one of the most widely used CADs in the mechanical design world. An in-depth study of ZW programming language and guidelines offered by ZWsoft allows our team of developers to create any kind of customization, implementation, and additional command on the software. Out of this dual experience comes sheet metal macros, more of 30 ingenious shortcuts to speed up and simplify the work of sheet metal designers who use ZW. With sheet metal macros, you can reduce the number of clicks, save up to 80% time, automate complex processes, the software works for you autonomously and you can devote yourself to something else. Connect ZW to any cutting software via Excel sheet or direct connection with our CAM solution, Computes CAD Sfera. Presentation: the macro auto unfolder. This macro creates a 2D sheet drawing containing the flat pattern view for each step file that is present in the selected folder. The user can also set a certain K-factor which will be used during the unfolding process. Pay attention because this macro always uses a face on the XZ plane. How to use: it is enough for the user to run the macro, type the K-factor and select the proper folder which contains some files. Presentation: the macro sheet metal conversion. This macro allows the user to convert a generic shape into one or more sheet metal parts. Without this macro, the user should add relief, radius, and split the shapes manually, or in some cases, he should draw the part from zero. How to use: set the bend radius and the thickness. Select the edges where you need the external radius, the internal radius, and the slits. Select the faces of the solids that you want to keep in order to split the shape. The created solids will not be linked to the original solid. Presentation: the macro joints. The two macros can be used on sheet metal or tubular. Joints can be created with one or more joints between two solids. Single joint, it creates one joint in the center of the selected face. Multiple equidistant joint with distances, it creates more joints on the selected face. User must type in also the number of joints and the distance of the first one from the selected edge, and the user can choose to have a certain distance from the starting edge and the arriving edge. How to use: compile the form with requested values, then select the male solid, the female solid, and the reference face of the male one. In case you are using multiple joint, you must select also the starting edge. Presentation: the macro P1B. This macro, in order to work, needs a 3D parametric part and a CSV file that contains one or more configurations for the model. The Excel file can be saved, for example, from your ERP. Each configuration is a row and can contain more parameters. These correspond to the variables of the 3D model. This macro will create a different DXF for each row with the correct parameters. The first row of the Excel file is not used data, but it only contains the name of the variables. If the customer has Computes CAD Sfera, this macro can directly export the parts into it. He can add to the 3D model and to the CSV other parameters such as material, thickness, and quantity. This will be read by the CAM application.